Who was Sylvia Plath? She was an author, editor, and poet. She was born on October 27, 1932, in Boston. She was the daughter of Otto Plath, who was a biology professor. He actually wrote a book called Bumblebees and Their Ways, which could probably lead her or influence her to write in poetry. Her mother was Aurelia Scover, and she was a student in her father's class. That's how they met. At 8 years old, Sylvia's father passed away, and this affected her heavily for the rest of her life. At this point, she already hated her life and would question if she even believed in God. Later on, things get even more crazy in her life, which my group will go more into detail about that. And I have the poem here. She wrote this poem at 28 years old, just 2 years before she passed away. She died at 30 years old. In this poem, she talks about how she hates her image. She hates how she looks. She thinks that as she's growing older, she hates how she looks as years are going by. And she uses a line where she compares herself to a terrible fish. She said, "In me she has drowned a young girl, and in me an old woman rises toward her day after day like a terrible fish." She uses similes, metaphors, but the most important element she uses is personification, because she tells the entire poem coming from a mirror's point of view.
I had Sylvia's middle life, and during her middle life, after high school, she attended Smith College, where she then attempted suicide, and then a few years after that, she attended Cambridge College, where she felt the need to come out of her shell and be more social and get into the dating life. While at Cambridge College, during a party, she met Ted Hughes. They married in 1956. By 1960, they had their first child, Frida. And in 1962, during a rough patch in their marriage, they had their second child, Nicholas. She then discovered he was having an affair and filed for divorce, where she then spiraled into a deep depression. Now my poem goes by the name of Daddy, where she expressed her hatred towards her father and her ex-husband Ted. They both made her feel trapped, and she compares that to her being in a black shoe. My poem is a free verse, iambic style poem, which is stressed and unstressed syllables, with no specific rhyming pattern, yet she included rhyming in the poem.
I had the end of life. Just like Jenny said, after she got a divorce, she fell into depression. She tried to commit suicide 2 times, and then she wrote the Bill Jar novel. The Bill Jar novel was based on her life and deals with one young woman's mental breakdown, and then was published the novel by Victoria Lucas after she passed away. Before she passed away, she sent letters to her close friends and her former psychiatrist. I had Morning Song. Morning Song was the first poem that Plath put in the collection Ariel. It was based on her daughter Frida and the kind of relationship that she wanted to have. She really started it with love because Frida was her first child, and she was going through a hard time. She was going through depression after her dad passed away, and she wanted to see what it felt like. And that's really all the poem. She used a lot of similes, a lot of imagery and symbolism throughout the poem.
And I have the, many people did not actually know this about Sylvia Plath, but she actually had clinical depression, which was a disorder passed down from her father, which later on moved on to her siblings. And as Stacy said, Ted Hughes had an affair with her, which later on moved into greater depression, which after the depression, she actually stayed up several nights writing about poems, which most of them did not have any meaning, and other ones did. She stayed up late nights, furious, writing, no matter what the circumstance was. Right before her committed suicide, she actually left a note to Dr. Holder. Please call Dr. Holder. Nobody would ever know what it actually meant, if it was intentional or if it was a call for help. Thus, leading her to her committed suicide on February 11, 1963, which she actually stuck her head in the oven and let gas run while her head was in there. And my poem is words. In the first line, you actually see a word name called axes, which axes are either powerful, cutting, or sometimes they can literally bring you down no matter what. Thus, it actually leads, this poem actually resembles a lot towards what Sylvia Plath has been living through. Through her own life, she was brought down through most of the difficult times. And it's actually, in each stanza, there's actually 5 lines, and there's no rhyme scheme, which is a typical Sylvia Plath construction. The companion to this poem is actually cut, but in this poem, it has deeper verbal attacks.
And I had honors. Some of the honors that Sylvia Plath was awarded. She received first place for the Boston Globe contest for a new story. She won the Academy of American Poets Prize. She was awarded the Pulitzer Prize in 1892 for collected poems, and she tied first place for her literary executor after her death. And her husband Ted became her literary executor after her death. For my poem, I had Lady Lazarus. This is a confessional piece of poetry that has to do with suicide. It was kind of a reflection of her life, but she disconnected from it by comparing it to the Jews who suffered during the Holocaust. The rhyme scheme is irregular throughout the poem. It's not very clear, but there is some rhyme throughout it. It has an example of it. It would be in the first stanza where she says, "I have done it again, 1 year in every 10." It's a free verse poem with 28 stanzas.